This week's episode is in memory of Merle Jordan. I'm Rachael Keefe, and this is Monday's Muse. This week's episode is a little different than other episodes. I am sharing my thoughts, feelings, and memories of Merle Jordan, who died last Monday. It is fitting, at least the way that I think about it, that Merle died during Holy Week. He was such a good and faithful servant who brought light and hope into the world for so many. I didn't meet Merle as a student, as many others did. I met him, quite frankly, when the mass conference staff referred me to him because they felt I was too angry over not getting a call after I came out. Merle didn't see it that way. Merle validated my feelings, and we worked together for 10 years. Merle was my therapist, he was my clinical supervisor, he was my mentor, and he was my friend. He often would tell me that he saw much of himself in me, the way that I approached pastoral counseling, the way I thought about theology, and the way that I wrote. I took that to be a deep compliment. There was a time when Merle told me that we should write a Lenten devotional together. And I was perplexed because he was Merle. And he sent me home with the assignment to write 2 or 3 devotions, and then he would write a couple and we would collaborate from there. So I went home and I wrote some devotions and I sent them to him. And when next we met, he said, "I don't think we should write this book together." And I was disappointed because I thought he didn't like what I wrote. What he said was that I should write the book myself because the way that I expressed things would draw people into the Lenten story and the Lenten journey better than what he was thinking. And that's how Negotiating the Shadows came into being. And Merle read through it and helped me find a publisher and was very supportive through the whole process. Other times I would bring clinical concerns to Merle, both when I was a pastoral counselor and when I was a clinical chaplain at a state hospital. And he would share his thoughts and bring some theological things to light that I hadn't thought about. Other times he would bring to me his concerns about a project he was working on or something he was thinking about and ask me what my opinion was. And I was always flattered and humbled when he asked for my opinion. I think of the years that I spent working with Merle, and I am incredibly grateful. I would not be the pastoral counselor, the pastor, or the writer that I am today without his accompaniment on the journey. I am deeply saddened by his death, and yet he lived such a faithful and full life in his 87 years. I am grateful for the gifts that he gave to me and to so many, and to the field of pastoral care and counseling in general. My hope is that he is truly resting in peace in the presence of God's love and glory, because he truly was a good and faithful servant. If you knew Merle and want to share your comments below on YouTube, that would be great. He deserves to be remembered and honored. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.